we are so excited and pumped to have the captain of Gotham, NWSL champion from New Jersey, New York, Gotham FC, a newly retired soccer legend, Ali Krieger, is in studio with us. Come on. Yes, the champ is here. And you brought your medal and you brought the NWSL Championship trophy.
And seriously, I said before we started this whole thing, thank you for coming. Thank you for being in studio with us and allowing us to celebrate you. Unbelievable. When you were watching that, you saw Pinot, and there was this moment where it's like this bittersweet, right? Your amazing ending moment, but watching Pinot go down, what was that like for you?
It was devastating, right? Because she's one of my best friends, and there was such a build-up to this whole game and this whole experience. And the NWSL final is, the pinnacle in our country for, any footballer to get to that point and to celebrate it. And the final game ever of our careers, and it was so sad that, she went down, because you want to play against their best team. You want to play against their best players. And I just felt awful because we had talked about being in this final for so long, and I wanted to share the field with her one last time, and I only could do that for 5 minutes, and so it's really devastating because obviously football is such a risk, right? Sports are a risk, as you know, and you never know if it's going to be your last, so it was hard.
Okay, but Ali, before we go forward, can we go back? Are we sure this is the ending? Are we sure this is the?
You played damn good.
You were just one of the finalists for Defender of the Year.
Yes.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
I don't really want to hang it up to you.
I think now I have to. Now it's like back-to-back champions might be kind of nice too. But no, I think honestly this is such an amazing way for me to go out and an incredible game, an incredible year that we had, and I think I want to end up on top. And like I said, football's a funny game. You never know how it's going to go, and I'm feeling it in my back a little bit. Players aren't running past me necessarily too often, but I'm ready to spend more time with my kids and for something new.
Okay, so that's where I want to get to, because I retired a couple years ago and cried I cried my dear basketball, because there's a piece of it, but this trophy's a little bit chipped right now because y'all was party hard, rock and roll, right?
I followed on social media. That was awesome.
What is this run about to be? This celebration run about to be like? You don't have to worry about being in shape no more. You don't have to worry about eating right. I mean, you can literally do whatever you want to do.
Yes. I mean, the world is my oyster. I feel like I'm ready for anything. Bring it on. Like this has been such an incredible ride this year, and then to end this weekend. I don't think I'm still processing it in real time, right? So I think it's going to take a few weeks or even months to really have this sink in, because this is something I've been trying to work towards for so long, the 11 years that we've had this league. I have yet to win, and then it happened this weekend. So this is so pretty, and we had such a great celebration.
So pretty.
We have a little
they told me don't touch
chip in there. We have a little chip in there from the celebrations, but
little chip.
Personality. You've given it a little personality.
Exactly. Ali, talking big picture, you came to Gotham last season. This team went from worst to first.
Right.
They did a great job in the offseason bringing in players like Lynn Williams. Then during the season, Esther Gonzalez comes over after winning the World Cup with Spain. What does culture say about winning a championship? Because, owners too, when you look at the owners, they're champions too. Carly Lloyd, former teammate, and Eli Manning, two-time Super Bowl champ. They're part owners. How much does that play into what you guys had to do this season to come home with the trophy?
Yeah, it plays a huge role, because you have players from all over the world that you're trying to make sure that you buy into the same identity, the same goal, and that's really difficult to do when you come from different backgrounds and cultures. Our team is the most diverse team in the league, and I'm so proud of that. And we are all, first and foremost, really good human beings, and we have all sat down and looked at each other and said, listen, we can do this. If we believe in that, we put in the work, we apply what the coaching staff is wanting us to apply day in and day out, and then you get into the games and you are just, you're able able to just play free and bring your own individual magic. And I think we've done that so well at different parts of the season. Listen, it's going to be a roller coaster ride too, and you just have to kind of take it one day at a time. And but I do think him creating, our coach creating, and the coaching staff, a winning culture that is really healthy, and you feel safe, and you feel seen, and you feel valued and appreciated. You're going to get the best out of your players, and that is something that I think they've done an excellent job, and that's why we're in the position that we're in.
You know what you sound like right now? You possibly sound
Tell her about it. Tell her about what she's about to do.
You possibly sound like you could be an amazing coach and leader. I'm just going to remind you, when you were in the NWSL, you are one of 4 players that spent 15,000 minutes on the pitch. 15,000 minutes now you have to spend
I know you
leading
tired.
and molding the next generation.
Honestly.
Does that interest you? Does that excite you?
Yes, I have my B license because we got that through the league.
Oh,
A
cool.
lot of us signed up for that through the league, and they paid for it, which is great because we want to get more female coaches into the professional game and also the college game or in the youth. It doesn't matter, but yeah. I'm open to it. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little too nice. I wouldn't really be able to look at players and tell them why they're not starting or why all the difficult conversations I think I'd
emotion.
struggle with at the beginning, and maybe I would get better at it. But I can be very demanding and supportive, and I think that that's what a lot of players and teams need. Because how players can be so good, and that's why you can demand more from them, but also be super supportive because they need to feel confident. They need to, feel like they can just go and express themselves and really get the best out of them. And so I try to do both of those, but I could see myself being maybe an assistant or a specific defensive coach because I love defending so much. Team defending, individual defending, so something along those lines.
Well, Ali, when you think globally about the league at large, what do you hope for the league, and what gives you hope for the league?
More investment. I hope that, I can leave the game better than where I found it, and I can leave the game a little bit easier, or just the environment and the accommodations and the organizations. I want to leave it a little bit easier for the youth to really be able to thrive and not have to work as hard as we did, because it is a 24-hour job. We have to constantly, as you know, use your voice, use your platform, express what is good, what is not good, what's working, what's not, and to raise the standards day after day and year after year, and it's sometimes exhausting.
And you've done that with U.S. soccer.
Yes.
With the equal rights.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
equal
it's
pay.
something that is just ingrained in us. We show up every day and we're like, all right, well, we need to talk about this. We need to make this better so that you can get the best out of us. But at some point, you just want to show up and do your job, right?
To Tina's point, the equal pay. Are you guys at the end of that, or is that just the beginning and you every year you have to continue to remind people?
Well, we signed the CBA, so now there's a certain amount of years until the next CBA that we fight for, but obviously you do it 1 or 2 years in advance, and so you're constantly fighting and constantly wanting more because you don't get everything right in the CBA. You find things maybe later on that you didn't think about earlier, and so it's constant, the constant work and the collaboration with the league. And
Thank you so much, Ali. I didn't want to cut you off, but we do have to go.
Congratulations.
But thank you for all you've done for U.S. soccer and for Gotham.
Thank you.
She is the captain and the champion from Gotham. Ali, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Just a storybook ending. Could not write it any better than that.